You 2020 Democrat Joe Biden making a bold promise on the campaign trail if he gets elected.
If I'm elected president, you're going to see the single most important thing that changes in America is we're going to cure cancer.
Really? Okay. Our next guest is fighting stage 2 cancer, and she's calling out the former vice president in a brand new op-ed saying, quote, "I'm living proof the party of health care is Trump's."
Joining us now is Natalie Harper. Good morning to you, Natalie.
Good morning, Ainsley and Brian. Thank you for having me.
Natalie Harp. Sorry, I read your op-ed.
Yes.
Very powerful. Natalie, tell us your story. What's going on in your life?
Yes, absolutely. Well, first of all, I do feel for Joe Biden and his family with what they've gone through with cancer. And he, of all people, should know that when you're fighting cancer, you don't use that as a political tool to try to get votes, that they're going to cure us only if we exchange it for a vote. And about 3 years ago, I was a victim of a medical error, which no one has survived of. I was infused with sterile water, but I survived thanks to a rare blood condition. But it took over 2 years to figure out what was wrong with me, because I live in California, unfortunately, and all that we have here are a lot of rights. The Democrats love to talk about rights, but they weren't really rights that I wanted. It was right to die. I was even coached in the voluntary stopping of eating and drinking, pretty much starving yourself to death. I was offered medical marijuana, opioids, and I'm like, no, I just want to get better. And so I started tuning in for the first time into politics because I had never had a representative before. All my representatives were Democrats, and so I thought, why should I care about politics? And so when I was housebound by the medical error, trying to find care, I tuned into the 2016 election and heard President Trump talking about every person has a right to fight for their life. And what he was going to do with the VA and trying to reform that is exactly what needs to happen in the healthcare system, because Obamacare made healthcare about a president rather than a patient. And so by finally taking on with Right to Try, that's what I'm like super thankful for, that President Trump's actually trying to help people with terminal illnesses. Yeah, and when I was diagnosed with a terminal illness, yeah, I was out of options. I was failing the current chemos on the market.
Yeah, so you had a stage 2 of a rare bone cancer, so you need a right to try. You wanted to have an opportunity to use experimental drugs, experimental treatment in order to survive. And this president pushed that forward and possibly saved your life.
He did. As I like to say, I'm not dying from cancer anymore thanks to President Trump. I'm living with cancer. And I failed 2 rounds of chemotherapy, and the doctor said, you know, you're just going to have to wait until the next ones come on the market, which would be over a year. They'd already given me my prognosis, and I was like, I don't want to wait. I was rejected from clinical trials because I am the youngest person in this rare bone cancer that I have. And so I didn't really have any other options, and President Trump signed Right to Try. And there's now also, I started looking at different doctors that would treat me in that way, as well as FDA-approved drugs for a non-approved use. And now, I mean, I'm walking, I'm healthy, I'm living the quality of life that I always wanted to have, that it took me 4 years to find because I wasn't offered it here. It took President Trump going to Washington to be able to get that for me.
I know you're using immunotherapy drugs now. Your numbers are stabilizing, and you say so is your pain. How are you feeling now?
Yes, I mean, it's really a miracle. I mean, I was in a wheelchair for years after the medical error happened. The bone pain was incredible. I mean, it was out of this world, really. And it was just now, I mean, I'm walking, I'm working. Under President Trump, people with disabilities are working in record numbers now. So we really are having a quality of life and being able to live like everyday people, even though we are fighting for our lives.
And Natalie, not only that, your experimental drugs and what happens with you is a study for somebody else coming next. Then you have the right to try. It doesn't matter the money you have. 36 years in the Senate, 8 years as vice president, and now he says, I promise I'll cure cancer. Natalie says, I'm alive because we had a right to try over the last 2.5 years. Natalie Harp, glad you're okay. You look fantastic. Best of luck along the way.
Thank you.
Thanks, Natalie.
Thank you so much. And happy birthday, President Trump.
Yeah. He's hearing you. He's on it.